Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Box of the Technical Trader, thetechtrader.com. Wednesday, the 26th of August. These are the charts of the day. Another big day on Wall Street. Lots of stocks were running today. It was a real good trading session. Let's show you some of the stocks that are of interest to me tonight based on what the current patterns are. If you look at AGQ, that's the ETF ProShares Ultra Silver. Silver was up substantially, 4.4% today, and we may have popped out of this wedge that we're forming. The cautionary note I'll give you is that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move already. And this looked like a blow-off move followed by a big down day. So I'm a little negative, cautious here, I should say. I want to see this thing get over 65 first. If it does that, we'll look at a retest of 72, and then we're headed to 85. ARLO, after coming out of a little flag, it's been up for 8 days in a row, but not getting too far ahead of itself. I think once it gets back up above the high from 2 days ago at 730, the stock should be headed for 8, 9, and 10. Up next is BIGC, Big Commerce. New issue, went ballistic in the last 4 days, taking it from 64 to 152. Pretty amazing move. So it's, to say at least, overbought short term. May need some consolidation, but momentum is strong, and you may see it even extend another day. CZR's, well, this is a swing of ours, and it's moving up slow and steady after the completion of the Eldorado Resorts CZR's merger and retaining the name of CZR's. It's now back up to test the highest level since late February. If we do break out here, I'm looking for mid-50s and mid-60s. Big day for Dick's Sporting Goods as it exploded at a breakaway gap on monster volume of 19,300,000. 732 or 15.7%. Strong earnings report broke it out of the flag. It's that secondary resistance, but it seems to me that your next target would be the test of that level 62. Big day for DPHC, that's a SPAC, and it broke out of a beautifully formed coil with a breakaway gap. Now, it did explode to as high as 1711 before backing off $1.10 or so, closing up 155 or almost 11%. I think this is the breakaway move that extends it. I'm looking for high teens. DY broke across multiple resistance levels and spiked 562 or 11.5%. It appears that the target now would be in the mid-channel around 60-61. EVLO also popped across three tops. It's taken out the declining top sign, goes back a year or two. Maybe on its way for a new rising channel. The wedge that broke just today, it tells me we're going to extend at least to 6.5, probably 7.5 short term. EVSI came out of a month-long falling wedge and popped with big volume and jumped 20%. There probably will be some follow-through. We may test 16. We get through that, looking for 18, 19. Fluidigm had a really big day today. Its volume exploded to 134 million shares. Now the stock ran up at one point to a spike high at pre-market and got all the way up to 15.75. Oh, excuse me, 22. So I'm going to discount that because during the session itself, the stock traded between 10.30 and 12.5, finishing at 11.40, and that was up 264 or 30%. Now, back to the daily chart. You'll see this breakout may send it to retest the 15 level, and then we're looking at 18. FLNT broke through a double top and out of a base, apparently. Your target now is a test of 4 and then 5. ZUO, an announcement of sale of one of their major assets, exploded on 18.6 million shares and jumped almost 13%. It's that secondary resistance, but my target now is 6.5. Big day for LI Auto, also a Chinese automaker, exploding literally from 14.5 into the 24.25 range. Finished 23.38. That was up 5.15, 28%. 31 million traded. So obviously, with 1, 2, 3 gaps, we have a breakaway gap, a running gap, an exhaustion gap. This might be it for a time. We may need to back and fill. Keep an eye on it, though. Momentum could take it a bit higher first. Neon, 12.50, up 81 cents on only 194,000 shares. Very thinly traded stock, but it's a swing, and it broke out today above the July high. Now I'm looking for 14.5 and then 19.20. Neo, massive volume in the breakout yesterday and again today. Is taking this one from 1370 to 2097, about 7 points. Just in a couple, 3 days, been big volume. We may get one more blow-off day, but I'd be careful in here. We need to see some consolidation. In any case, my target now is going to be 29.30 and then 35.38 on an intermediate term basis. OCUL at 987 up 128 on 3 million, 15%, breaking out across a double top. The reason why I'm featuring it is I believe we're going to see 11.5, 12, and then maybe 14.5, 15. PLAN also broke through a double top with massive breakaway gap. Although it finished at the low end of the range after getting up to the February high, it did back off. Nevertheless, it was still up 10.33 at 22% on 15.7 million. That looked like a breakout to me. Look for a retest quickly in the 63 range. Urban Outfitters, big earnings, big day. Breakaway gap exploded to 26.90, finished 25.25 up 4.45. That's a 21.4% gain on 15.6 million. Huge volume for that stock. I'm looking for an extension. It takes this one up to 29.5. VNet exploded also on 13.4 million shares, up 17%. Has not quite broken out of the flag yet, but this does look like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave. First a retest at 30.5, and then I'm looking for high 30s to low 40s. WDAY broke through a double top as well and out of a base pattern, extending the channel. New targets 225 and 245. And finally, ZUO came out of a falling wedge today with a pop through the moving averages and to the trend line, jumping $1.33 at 11.3% on 3.3 million, which is the biggest volume in 3 months. Now I'm looking for a test to 14 and 15 or better. That's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.